Viktor Gyökeres is one Fabrizio Romano tweet away from joining Arsenal and potentially becoming the final piece in their long quest to reconquer the Premier League. At 27 years old, the Swedish striker just delivered one of the most absurd late breakout seasons Europe has seen in years. 58 goals, 16 assists, and an attacking profile unlike anything Arsenal currently have. But what exactly sets Gyökeres apart from other elite forwards? How well does he fit into Mikel Arteta's system? And how did a young kid from Stockholm go from Brighton reject to Europe's most prolific striker? Almost 10 years into his professional career, Viktor Gyökeres decided that this was the season he'd bring his FIFA career mode stats to real life. His 21 goals in 2025 set him apart as the most productive attacking player in Europe's top 10 leagues this year, and his insane 66 minutes per goal put his effectiveness on par with some of Messi and Ronaldo's best seasons. But his raw output is just the surface. What really sets Gyökeres apart from other top strikers in Europe is how complete his overall offensive game really is. More than just a poacher waiting for service or a finisher lurking in the box, Viktor is the perfect prototype of a striker who can help build a move, carry the ball through pressure, and finish the play himself. And a big part of that comes down to his physical profile. At 6'2", with explosive acceleration and upper body strength, Gyökeres can drop deep, hold off contact, and power forward in one motion. His combination of size, balance, and agility lets him shift roles in real time, sometimes bulldozing through defenders, sometimes slipping past them on the turn. Where someone like Lamine Yamal or Cole Palmer might create separation with finesse, Gyökeres relies on timing, strength, and control, leaning into contact and driving through defenders rather than around them. It's a style that's direct but also calculated, and it's especially effective when he receives on the left and cuts in field, stretching defenders into uncomfortable zones without needing elaborate skill or disguise. Over the past year, Gyökeres ranks in the 97th percentile of all forwards in Europe's top 10 leagues for progressive carries, total carrying distance, and carries into the penalty area. He's also in the 97th percentile for take-ons attempted and converts them at an 87th percentile success rate, an unusually efficient profile for a player who relies more on power than finesse. But while his ball carrying and physicality give him a unique platform, it's his composure and consistency in front of goal that have quietly turned him into one of Europe's most productive finishers. He rarely needs to gather himself or shift the ball to a strong foot. He can finish with either side, often while still running at full speed. And he's especially effective in 1v1s, where he stays calm, waits for the keeper to commit, and picks his spot with precision. Whether it's a driven shot across goal or a near post strike with minimal angle, Gyökeres is consistently able to hit the target. He's not the most graceful technician, and at times his touch in tight spaces can be heavy. His aerial game isn't exactly a strength either, and he'll definitely need to sharpen his timing and positioning if he wants to be a consistent threat in the air at the Premier League level. But overall, he's rarely rattled in front of goal, and more often than not, he finds a way to get a clean strike off. Another stat that I found especially interesting was that Gyökeres ranks in the 98th percentile for goals minus expected goals, a sign that he's not just converting clear chances, but consistently scoring from positions where you wouldn't necessarily expect him to put the ball away. For a team like Arsenal, who have built so much of their identity around structured build-up and wide overloads, but still haven't found a striker who can consistently finish the chances they create, that kind of end product is much more than just a stylistic upgrade. For all of Arsenal's growth under Mikel Arteta, one thing has remained stubbornly unresolved: the striker position. No Arsenal player scored 20 Premier League goals in a season since Aubameyang back in 2020. And last year, despite another strong campaign, the club didn't have a single player hit double digits in the league. Not even Saka. In fact, Gyökeres scored more league goals for Sporting last season than Arsenal's top 5 scorers combined. Viktor's ability to make direct runs in behind gives Arsenal something they've lacked for years. He stretches back lines, attacks the space between center backs, and forces defenses to drop deeper, which in turn opens more space for Arsenal's creators. Gyökeres might not be as refined in tight build-up as Havertz or Gabriel Jesus. His link-up play can still be clunky under pressure, and his decision-making in crowded zones isn't flawless. But his strengths do cover a gap Arsenal simply haven't had an answer for: that ability to finish what others build and to force mistakes by being direct. If Gyökeres continues to produce at the level he has over the past 2 seasons, Arsenal won't just have filled their biggest tactical gap, they might have found the forward who can finally take them to the next level. But what do you think? Does Gyökeres have what it takes to succeed in the Premier League and take the Gunners back to the top? Let us know your predictions in the comments. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe for more player breakdowns just like this.